Newly proposed legislation could change how students are expelled in Kentucky schools.
Now, this comes after a middle schooler was expelled in Boone County after making a hit list, but was allowed to return to class. WLWT News 5's Rachel Hersheimer explains how this could change the way these situations are handled in the future. Rachel.
Well, Mike and Sheree, this has a lot of parents talking. House Bill 538 provides a process for expulsion if a student poses a threat in school. It passed in the Kentucky House last week. It is now being heard in the Senate. This comes after Boone County parents flooded a recent school board meeting fighting for change.
Even before I was born.
A new education bill that would spell out what to do when a student is expelled in Kentucky is gaining traction.
It just gives better protection to everybody involved.
Last year, a Connor Middle School student made a hit list against his classmates and was kicked out. But that student was allowed to return to the high school this year, and parents were furious.
Whatever help he has gotten, he is still a threat to be in an environment which fostered him to want to do a mass shooting and make a list of our students at Connor Middle School that are now in Connor High School.
House Bill 538 requires a school board to adopt a policy requiring the expulsion of a student from school for at least 12 months if there's clear evidence the threats pose a danger to the well-being of students, faculty, or staff.
It gives more authority and discretion to move the child to an alternative setting where that wasn't emphasized before.
Sponsors of the bill, including Representative Steve Rawlings, believe the law could help districts deal with future threats.
It's empowering teachers to have more authority in their classrooms.
This isn't a huge change to the current law, as NKU professor Ken Katkin sees it, but it would provide more guidance.
The decision about what to do with a student who had been expelled and how they could get their alternative form of education, that would be diverted to a committee that the school board could appoint so that they wouldn't have to get involved in the details of that.
But there's pushback in Frankfort about how this could play into classroom disparities.
Being in an urban school district, and I'm from an urban district, I think it's very important to take those things into consideration of what possibly unintended consequences could be. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I vote no.
With another vote looming, parents are hoping lawmakers take the necessary steps to keep their kids safe when they can't be there.
The feeling of more security and more support by the teachers, the administrators, and even the staff, right, is going to be very, very welcomed.
Now, the bill passed on the House floor and is now moving on to the Kentucky Senate. If it passes and is signed by the governor, Rawlings says it could go into effect immediately. Rachel Hersheimer, WLWT News 5.